Hello everyone, this is History 1G. Today I want to talk about something that I usually did not talk about in the previous videos. It's freedom. To be specific, let's discover how people had fought for their freedom in history and how freedom changed our history. But before we jump into our main topic, let's discover what freedom means. First of all, the dictionary meaning of freedom are the follows. The state of being free or at liberty rather than in confinement or under physical restraints, exemption from external control, interference, regulation, and etc. The power to determine action without restraints. Freedom is a status or a quality of being completely free that is not tying one's hands. And of course, in the course of world history, there are thousands of cases where people fought for their freedom. Now let's take a look at it. First, in Korea, there was a Japanese colonization that the Japanese government ruled Korea for 35 years, from 29th of August 1910 until the 15th of August 1945. The day the United States Air Force dropped an atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And this era was the most active time that the Koreans fought for their freedom. It wasn't an easy journey to get freedom from Japan, but there were millions of people who fought against Japanese unacceptable requirements. First of all, Nam Hyung-woo established the Korean Independence League in January 1915 with his colleague named Seo Sang-il, An Hee-jae, and Kim Dong-sam. And it became the most famous and the biggest group at that time. There were lots of people who fought against Japan, including a group that led by famous independence activists such as Kim Gu, An Chang-ho, and Yeo Eun-young. Especially for Kim Gu, he founded Korea Patriotic Organization, which was founded by his co-workers at that time. And it contributed to many achievements, such as making the Korean temporary government in China. And most importantly, there was an event that Korean citizens formally declared the independence of Korea from the government of Japan on the 1st of March 1919. And it is still lived as the official day of Korea declared freedom to Japan, even though the actual freedom happened much later from that time. Finally, for many sacrifices by lots of independence activists and with others who supported those people, Korea has been independent from Japan on the 15th of August 1945. Some people say Korea got independence because of the United States who dropped an atomic bomb in the two cities of Japan. But if there have not been any sacrifices of the Korean independence activists, a complete freedom might be impossible. And not only Korean activists fought for their freedom, but also the liberalists from all around the countries and all around the era fought against freedom of themselves and for people who are living within them. For the liberals in the ancient times, there are Aristotle, the greatest philosopher and liberalist, who said the best government provides an active and happy life for its people. And in China, there is a philosopher named Lao Tzu, who thought that minimizing the government's action and allowing individuals to develop spontaneously is the best. In the next generation, it begins with the famous philosopher and diplomat named John Locke. And he thinks that the government would one's natural right life, liberty, property, and tolerance influence the development of liberalism. For another one, who named Immanuel Kant, he believed ideas about time and spaces are the priority items of human perception rather than real properties. And more people in 1800s raised their voices for freedom. There was John Stuart Mill, who was the political economist and philosopher, who believed that the actions are right in the proportions as they tend to promote happiness, wrong as they tend to produce the reverse of happiness. Another philosopher and naturalist of America, Henry David Thoreau, believed that government is best, which governs not at all, and I ask for, not at once no government, but at once a better government. Liberalist politician and historian from the United Kingdom, John Balbrook Acton, said freedom is not a meaning towards the higher political end. Freedom is itself the highest political ideal, and it is not necessary for good administrations. But to ensure that we can pursue the objects we value most in the civil society and in the private life, from an address delivered to the members of Bridgenorth Institute in the United Kingdom. He was the first person who also mentioned powers tend to corrupt and absolute powers corrupt absolutely. Great men are almost always a bad man. The father of the modern education studies, and who is called the greatest educator ever, John Dewey, mentioned that democracy is the ultimate ethical idea of humanity, or to my mind synonymous, which can be accomplished by the communication among all the individuals. Lastly, a German socialist and professor, Max Weber, said a rational legal model is an attempt to understand bureaucracy from a rational point of view, underpinned by the rules, laws, or administrative regulations. Thank you for watching today's video, and see you in the next episode. Thank you.